Hey, this is Scope. You're live here with East Coast Confidential, straight out of Brooklyn.
Nobody wanna talk to me. Only holler when you're taking off. Everybody likes taking shots, so negative.
Hi, Scope. How are you?
I'm great.
Can you tell us what it's like being from Scotland?
Yeah, it's different, I suppose, to guess out here. It's very green. I live out in the countryside by the ocean as well, so
Oh, so being in the city is a bit different from what you're used to.
yeah, I suppose. I spend a lot of time in London, so every city's kind of busy, rush, but I mean, it's great. I enjoy where I live and it's nice and quiet, and then when I need to be where I need to be, it's great, but it's just nice to be in New York.
I noticed you've been busy releasing music in the past. How long have you been doing this, and what was the inspiration behind your music?
So I've been doing music for about between 5 and 6 years. Taking it seriously, the last 4 years have kind of been the turning point where, right, this is exactly what I want to do with myself. And again, it started with, I was working with a friend. He had like minimal facilities in his parents' back garden in a shed, where he just had a mic, a Windows computer, and Fruity Loops, and that's kind of where it all started. He was like, "Have you ever tried like writing lyrics?" And I was like, "Yeah, I have, but it's not great." And then from there, that's kind of how it all started. More recent years, I ended up signing with the independent label in Glasgow and back in Scotland, and there I got to learn kind of, my craft as the teenage years is. So that really gave me the freedom to talk about the topics of me growing up, family situations, aspirations and stuff. And I was spending time, 10 months we spent in the studio, crafting an album. And that was with a producer who he's a rock producer, if you will. So he plays like 5-6 different instruments. He uses drum machines, so he was a well-rounded musician, all-round musician, should I say, that I learned a lot from. And the album was called Enjoy the Movie, and we put it out last year, so that's kind of, in a nutshell, how it all came around.
That's dope.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about the fact that your recently released EP, 95 Thoughts, is making its way up the UK iTunes hip-hop and rap charts. How does it feel to be getting so much support?
Yeah, it's overwhelming actually. It was a little bit strange because, in the past, like from 2013, I had my first like single which charted at number 9 on the hip hop chart, and it was just like, it's just nice to have people appreciate what I'm doing and resonating with the music, because that's the objective of this, is to capture people through lyrics and music, and inspire kids that's younger than me, even those that are older. And if you can make people feel something through the music, then that you're winning.
How does it feel being here for your second time?
Yeah, second time. When we landed and we seen the skyline, it was like, we only really see that in the movies, and unless we're like traveling and stuff. So it's just good to be here because of music. Last time I was here, I was seeing family, and I was just a little boy. So it's nice to be here making things happen. So yeah.
What was it like the moment when you first stepped on stage to perform your music for others?
I remember the first festival I played. This was like 3 years ago now. First major festival. It was like, as a matter of fact, my DJ who played with me at the same festival a couple of weeks ago, it's called Youth Beats, and the first song ran out on stage, and there was just masses of people, and I just choked on stage. It was like, I just lost my mind, man. I was just like, wow. And I ran back. I remember like freezing, and then running all the way back round again. And then the worst part about it was I did that, and then I came back round and I did it twice. So that was like my first ever festival experience. And then ever since then, it's just been crafting, gigs, rehearsal time, rehearsing with a band, and just working on the craft. Just like my life, you know, if you can't perform live, then you know you're not gonna succeed. Really, I don't think.
So, being from Scotland, how did you make a connection through music in the U.S.?
Long story, but I'll make it short. There was when I started making music some years back, I was working with a friend, and there was a girl who hit us up online called Hayley the Plug, and she basically just started supporting the music we were putting out on YouTube and SoundCloud and stuff. And ever since then, she kind of connected some dots with producers. I ended up coming out here working with a guy called Sci-Fi out in Los Angeles last year. Again, all through Hayley. And then ever since, I was out here for South by Southwest in March. I was over there for a week doing recording. And now we're here in New York. So, and between them, it's just been gigs. But that's the relationship with the US.
So, shout out to Hayley.
So, big shout out to Hayley.
At this point in your career, do you feel as if you are on track for accomplishing all your goals as an artist?
Yes. Yeah, without question.
No doubt.
No doubts. Absolutely no doubts. And I'll look straight in the camera when I say this. No doubts.
Do you feel like you ever wanted to give up?
Never give up. Never give up. I don't think you're human if you don't have doubts, but you know, whenever the dark times come, man, you just have to think of, you know, why you're doing it, who you're doing it for, and anything is possible.
So what advice do you have for any upcoming artists now in this generation?
I would just say, first of all, be yourself. Don't listen to any opinions other than your own, unless it's somebody of value that can help move things forward. You have to listen to your inner voice before you start taking opinions of people that think they know what's best for you and not for yourself. So, and it starts with the music. So, yeah, it has to be the love of the music first, and then everything else follows. So that's kind of what I would say to anybody that's you know, up and coming out, you know, and by no means am I where I want to be, but I'm just focused on making my goals reality, my dreams reality. So that's what I would say to anybody that's watching this.
What made you title your EP 95 Thoughts, and why did you only choose to do 4 songs?
Yeah, well, basically last year I put out my debut album. I was signed with an independent label in Glasgow at the time, and came out of the deal. It was great, and I just wanted to start creating again. So these times I managed to start creating with somebody I looked up to. It was all produced by Wizzy Wow. So I didn't want to put out something that was forced. I just had the right amount of material, kind of shortlisted it, and wanted to put something out to keep people entertained. And you know, I'm not dead yet. I'm working on new stuff as well. So even though I put my album out last year, I wanted to just give out a little small body of work, and I'm working as well on a series of EPs just now, which I think is developing more into the next album, but that's kind of the process. The title 95 Thoughts, I was born in 95, and the thought process at the time of writing it, if you listen to the tracks for a period of time since last year to kind of now, that was my kind of state of mind, talking about different topics and stuff.
So the titles to your EP stand out a lot to me. The names are Nobody, Ghost, Welcome, and Warzone. So what made you choose those titles?
The titles, well, I'll break it down. So Nobody, kind of, I was going through a process where I came out of the deal from the label. You know, I wanted to do things for me instead of kind of, you know, following suit, if you will. So it was a time where I just felt like that nobody could really understand where I was at in terms of creativity and how best it was for me to keep moving forward. So the things I'm talking about on that record is just, it was a confusing time, and I just needed to kind of get back to basics and find myself with that one. Warzone kind of is me touching on the topics of everything that the media puts out, like commercial media. And I'm not a political rapper by any means, but I talk about just how I feel. So yeah, I just wanted to air my emotions about how the media kind of portrays certain situations, if you will, that I don't like. Welcome and Ghost, that's featuring two of an artist from Motherwell, who's London based as well. And we basically just got jamming in the studio together with Wizzy and just got writing about kind of how, you know, how I was feeling. And you know, I think as young adolescents, and you know, you go through transitions from teenager to young adult, and on Ghost I'm talking about certain things like you know, you start to realize who your real friends are when you go through that transition. So that was just me touching on those kind of points.
3, 2, 1.
Hey everybody, this is Scope. You're here with East Coast Confidential, exclusive from a brand new single, Nobody.
No, I don't worry. I tell you, I'm a man who believed that I died 20 years ago. And I live like a man who is dead already. I have no fear whatsoever of anybody or anything. Or anything. Or anything. Or anything. I have no fear whatsoever of anybody or anything. Or anything. Or anything. Or anything. Or anything.
You and I, we are not the same. There is no I and you, we don't run the same race. When I write my verse, I am on another page. Do this for my daughter, nothing you can say. Had to change, got and try and make a name. Trying to build my own tower bridges, not afraid. Dropped a few friends out, switched lanes. Say what I mean, don't go back on what I say. Man on my own mission, new lanes, going through a transition. I don't care for the rest, I don't care what you said. No comments online ever have me stressing. I was born ready, I just do the job. Knock down the door like I'm part of the SWAT. Ambition in my blood, you can't write me off. Wonder how many would be hating if it cost.
Nobody wanna talk to me, only holler when you're taking off. Everybody likes taking shots, so negative. Nobody wanna talk to me, no stress, I just break them off. When I get there and I'm shining, when I'm at the top and I'm flying. Nobody wanna talk to me, nobody wanna talk to me, nobody wanna talk to me, nobody wanna talk to me. When I get there and I'm shining, when I'm at the top and I'm flying, yeah. And I'm flying, yeah, flying, yeah. And I'm flying, yeah, flying, yeah. And I'm flying, yeah, flying, yeah. And I'm flying, yeah.
You already know what time it is. That's K Daddy. Y'all niggas asking about him. He's right there.